What's up guys, it's HC Jag, and I actually decided let's switch it up a bit, and we got some League of Legends. I'm playing as Malphite, and of course I got my awesome Obsidian skin, because you know that's just how I roll. But I just kind of just want to introduce something new, something that I tried to introduce before, but really wasn't that big of a success. It was actually quite a long time ago. So actually I found quite a lot of fun playing League of Legends. I've been now playing it for about a year. I've been playing Malphite. If you look at my match history, you will be finding that I played Malphite about 95% of my games. My match history is Malphite only. The only time where I didn't play Malphite was when I played Dr. Mundo. And you might be wondering what what those kind of heroes are, because you might never played League of Legends. I understand that. But this is actually a very fun game. Like, I want to introduce this to as many people as possible. It's very entertaining. It's if you ever played Dota, and now there is kind of a big flame war between League of Legends and Heroes of New Earth, which I don't really agree with. It's kind of ridiculous. Kind of flame war that is going on is that they're about the same game. The game both came from a Warcraft 3 custom made map, and that map was called Dota. And everybody has heard about Dota. Some people maybe haven't, but you know. Now my dog is trying to get into my room. But the thing is, Dota was kind of this thing that it became a great idea. Everybody played it. Everybody thought it was a great idea, and you know, so much fun. You played a 5v5 like this, exactly like this map is, and they decided that this was such a success. So why not just make a game out of it? And they made League of Legends, and I'm pretty sure they made Heroes of New Earth in about the same time. And you know, they're about the same games. They're only a little bit different. Some people consider Heroes of New Earth being a more skillful game, which I don't really know. It's about the same. I don't really see that much of a difference between them. But they consider it being a bit of a more skillful game for some reasons. I don't really know them all, because I'm not really that into discussing about which game is more skillful and all of this. I enjoy the game and I don't really care which one is the absolutely most skillful. Because, you know, or in general, skill is, what I've said before, is such a widely talked about thing. Like, you can say skill is all about how good you are at aiming, for example, in Call of Duty. Well, it's kind of not. There's so much more that is in it, that is into skills. You can be really skilled in this game, and you can be really skilled in both games. You know, like, you kind of get what I'm saying. And well, so they say because you can actually do a thing, you can kill your own minions, which some people consider being a more skillful thing, which I'm kind of wondering, is it really? But yeah, I can understand what kind of point they're getting from it. But what it's called minion denying, or creep denying. What you do is that you kill your own minion, so you let the other team's minion push closer to your tower. And your tower is that thing that is in the top right at the moment. And that thing does quite a lot of damage in lower levels. It's a free hit in level 1 on a hero like me, or for example, even though I'm a tank, it's still a free hit on me. So yeah, we actually lost this match, but I actually have an excuse for why we lost this match. I did really good here, and as you can see, I was doing some easy damage, trying to combine the long range. The thing is, Mimsy that is playing as a Gangplank. Gangplank has one kind of ability which has a really long range, and it's not really long, but it does quite a lot of damage. So what I do is that I have a shield. You can see that white thing if you look at my health bar. That white thing, or kind of silverish thing, is kind of just a shield that I have, and I let them kind of bring that down with their spells, and after that Mimsy do some initial damage. It didn't really work out that great, but still we got a lot of damage. And plus, if you have crit runes, because you have actually runes in this game. You have quite a lot of different things. You have runes. Runes are what you could imagine it being. It's kind of like, you can spec yourself, but you buy runes and they do different kind of things for you. As you can see, I have 80 magic resist, and for people that don't know, that's actually quite a lot in level 2. Especially in level 2, most people have around 30 magic resist, even as tanks, but I have full magic resist runes. And that actually works out pretty nicely. What it does is that in the beginning, most people like to do what is called early harass, and the ones that are best at early harass is often long-range heroes sometimes, but most of the time it's people with magic resist. For example, as you can see, I'm using my Q spell, or the thing that is actually, you can see, pretty much following after them and then doing damage and slowing them down. And that is magic resist, and I will only take around 50% of what damage that I usually do in such a low level. And here we pick up that little kill right there. I'm really close to getting this guy, but I don't know. I should have, if I would have gone with boots in the beginning, I would have gotten him. It's not worth tower diving in such a low level. We got the kill, and we got an advantage right there. So just take it a bit careful. So runes, it's kind of, if you ever played like, how can we say it? It's like, I think World of Warcraft has the same thing, where you kind of spec yourself in what kind of direction you want your hero to be good at. So what I do is that I go really high on magic resist in the beginning to avoid being early harassed, and as well one more thing, magic resist makes it so I can focus on armor in the beginning, so I don't have to like mix it up. So I buy enough armor with enough magic resist. Because when you make a team, what you want to do is that, this kind of goes for like back and forward between being like a really advanced talk about the game and then, really basic talk. But what you want to do often, you want to have, if, let's say that you have like the guy that is in mid lane, because you play 2 at top, 2 at bottom, and 1 in the middle. So let's say you should have a support. It's not necessary, but you should often have a support or one jungler as well. So you should often try to go with 1 tank. The tank is me in this time. You should often try to go with kind of AD, or which is also known as attack damage, which is pretty much when you auto attack and we don't use spells. I think most people can understand what that is. And you want to have the guy that goes in the middle, what kind of thing that he is. If he's auto attack, then you should only have 1 auto attack in your team. If you're gonna go for tank and if you want to go for tank and a support, then you should only have 1 auto attack, and then you should have 2 attack or ability power. And ability power is pretty much people that use magic skills. Now that you can mix it up very much, it's not necessary to have it like that. It's a way that often works very well. You can be hybrid, where you go between attack damage and ability power. So there's a lot of different combinations. One combination is of course bound to be better than the other, and that's often one that we found the most skill with or the most luck with. But as well, we have 2 guys here, that Ashi and Nasus, or whatever you call him in English. They are pretty much very low level, and for some reason they pretty much search on to our guy that is called Mimsy, as he has around 350 wins. I only have 150 wins, so I don't really have that many wins, but he has quite a lot of wins, and they search for the kind of same guys in his level. So everybody in their team is really good, but only 3 of us are good, and the rest of them are pretty shit. Of course, I had to cut off there. I'm sorry for that. But yeah, where were I? Well, of course, those 2 are not really that good, but there's not really anything that you can do about that. It's kind of weird that they have the kind of searching system. I don't really think that is that smart. But otherwise, it would be a searching system where they would pretty much search for the middle. And if let's say there would be 5 people that are about in between the skill of me and the skill of Mimsy, me, and Kennen in the middle, and with the guys that are pretty bad, then one of us, for example, Gangplank, would become a carry, and the carry, nobody can stand against him, and then of course we would win, because we would be having an easier time. So that doesn't work out either. So it's a very hard system. It's only a shame if if you want to play with your friends. They may be not really that good, and they have to play against people that are at level 30. Yeah, that can become a pain in the ass. And here I get my ultimate. I use my ultimate is all about Malphite is all about ultimate. He pretty much charges in, does some damage, and knocks the other guys up in the air so they get stunned. And that is maybe the absolutely best ability of them all. It's brilliant. It's brilliant to say the least. So, as I said, runes. And for some reason Mimsy goes in there, but we get him, so no problem. I actually get an auto attack that for some reason teleports. I think I had Commando on there. But So we got runes, and there's actually one more thing. Those are called masteries. Masteries are about the same thing as runes. Like there can be, for example, let's say you can make it so you can spec that your clarity, for example, that I have, that gives me mana. The thing that, if you can see it, it's the one to the farthest right, not the one where it stands B under, but the one that stands F under. That gives me mana. It's good for my early harass game. As you can see, I'm using the Q spell quite a lot, the one that you kind of aim at the enemy, and I said it before, it kind of goes after him. I use that as much as possible to make sure that I get an early harass, and then I kind of combined. What I do is that I combine my ultimates, so I charge in on them, and when I finally have charged in on them, I use my Q spell to slow them down and do damage, and then use my E spell, and my E spell I smash into the ground, do some damage. And that kind of, when I do that combination, I can take them down to 500 health. The only things after that, when my spells are out, my game is very weak. I cannot do anything. It's very hard. And in that situation, if of course I can have somebody else doing the harassment, but I always go all in harassment because people tend to take it very careful with that, but just make sure that they don't get any damage to themselves. But I go all in because I got health regeneration. Ugh. So that's not really that much of a problem if I get some harassment done to myself. So that's not going to be a problem. But you kind of try to make sure, keep them at low health. When you finally get your ultimate, you charge in with that one, do your combination, and in level 6, maybe in hero, maybe have like 900 health, you bring them down with your harassment, and then you use your ultimate, and that's nearly a certain kill, and if you're really good, that's a double kill. So, that's kind of the combination you want to do. So, masteries as well. Masteries aren't as much... Masteries kind of go more to... They are about the same as runes, but you can also spec masteries on clarity, for example, as I said. And it will do that you heal your teammate as much with mana as you do to yourself. And that can be a good thing. For example, if you lane with somebody that maybe, has quite a lot of, maybe it has mana, but don't really do need the, for example, spells like Exhaust. They need mana for their exhaust spells and those kind of spells, or need pretty much. You can let's just go through this. You can have 2 summoner spells. Summoner spells are the ones that are D and F, and these summoner spells, you can choose what you want them to be. You can have them be quite a lot of different things. The most usual ones are clarity. Flash is the absolutely most used one. With Flash, you kind of charge away. It's a really good spell, to say the least. As you can see, I'm keeping my harassment here, but he's not going to commit to it because I have way too much HP. And you see, I continue with my harassment, and there we do some more damage. And if I'm going to be able here, but I don't think I'm actually going to... Oh, you know what? I'm not going to get him. I'm actually going to fail right here, because he got this fucking ugly ultimate. I fucking hate that. And now I'm out of mana, and I don't do any damage. And the thing that pretty much killed me over time is another summoner spell called Ignite. It's also very often used. Ignite makes it so your enemy that you put it on will not get healed as much for the few time that it's on, and will take down like a small amount of his health. And that is very frustrating, because if you have a support, or if you play like a hero that often heals himself very much, that uses heal, for example, and you have that, then you're going to be in for quite a problem. So yeah, as I said, masteries, you can more focus on your kind of summoner spells. You can also pretty much make them a little bit better. But it's all about, adding onto magic resist, adding onto your armor, maybe do some more AP damage or AD damage. And as you can see, I might be writing SS, and you might be wondering what that is. And now, I'm gonna try here in the beginning just to go a little bit basic, and later on we're gonna go a little bit more in depth, I guess. Oh shit! And now I have to talk to my dad soon again, don't I? Yes, I do. Or maybe not. However, yeah, I'm having a little bit of a hard time right there because it's fucking late. My dad wants me to go to sleep, but I'm not gonna do that right now because I've got some other things to focus on. However, so, well, maybe we can, I also should explain this. Yeah, SS kind of means that a hero is away from the lane. Like for example, let's say I would be playing against Nasus and Xin, and let's say that Xin or Xin Sao moves away from the lane, then I rate SS, because otherwise he might be going down to get an easy kill, or on maybe the guy in the middle, and if he